Hello children, viewers. So in the previous class we discussed about the refraction of plane wave front when it traveling from one medium to another medium. Just we doesn't mention whether it is a rarer medium or denser medium. So but now in this class I am going to explain about the refraction of plane wave front when it is refracted from the denser medium to rarer medium. So when it will be undergo the total internal deflection. So for that purpose, so consider, so this is a surface. Now consider this is a surface, separate two media. So the surface name be PP dash. So what is the surface name? The surface name be PP dash. And above the surface, and nothing but this surface. So above the surface there is a medium. That medium will be considered denser medium. So this is a denser medium of refract index N1. And nothing but it has some refract index, so the refract index be N1, and in this medium when the light will be or when the plane wave front will be travel, so it will be travel with velocity v1. Now consider below this surface there is another medium, so that is nothing but the rarer medium, that is the rarer medium. So now consider its refract index be N1, sorry N2. And when the wavefront will be enter into this medium, so now consider it will be travel with velocity v2, and now it is a denser medium, it is a rarer medium. So in the denser medium, when the light or when the wavefront is traveling from the denser medium to rarer medium, its velocity increases. And now the condition here, so the v2 is greater than v1. The v2 is greater than v1, and the velocity in the rarer medium, the velocity of the light in the rarer medium will be more than the velocity of the light in the denser medium. So now consider this is the plane wavefront. So this is the plane wavefront. Consider. So now consider. So this is the plane wavefront. This is a plane wavefront. Its name be AB. So what is the plane wavefront? This AB is a plane wavefront. And so when we get the plane wavefront, when the source of the light will be at the infinity. Okay, this is the plane wavefront and it is incidenting on the surface P dash. So where? At A. Now this A will be called as point of incidence. But with what angle the plane wavefront is incidenting on the surface, we doesn't know. So to find with what angle it is incidenting, I am drawing the incident rays, or I am drawing some normals, and nothing but I am drawing the light rays for this wavefront AB at point B and at point A. But how I can draw the light rays for the plane wavefront? According to Huygens principle, so the light rays always perpendicular to the plane wavefront. Nothing but the direction of propagation of is always perpendicular to the plane wavefront. So that's why when I draw the two normals, one is at B, this is a normal for this plane wavefront at B, and another one is the I am drawing the normal for the plane wavefront at A. Now these normals can be indicates the direction of propagation of energy, or this may be taken as the light rays which are coming from the infinity source of light. So that's why they are parallel to each other. So that's why these two light rays can be taken as the incident rays. These two light rays can be taken as the incident rays. These are the two incident rays. Okay, you know the incident ray. And now this is the point of incident. This is the incident ray is incidenting at point of incident A. So with what angle it is incidenting, to know that I am drawing the normal. Now consider this is the normal. So the normal name be N dash. So this is a normal. So for whom? For the surface. This is a normal for the surface P dash. Now this is a normal and this is an incident ray. The angle between the incident ray and normal will be called as what? Angle of incidence I. So when this is angle of incidence I and this incident ray is normal to this plane wavefront, so that's why this is a normal. What about this angle? So now this angle becomes 90 minus I. When the 90 minus I plus I gives what? 90, and nothing but the angle between this plane wavefront and incident ray is how much? 90. Okay. So now again this normal this n dash is the normal for whom? P dash. So this is a 90 degrees. Now you know this is the how much angle? 90 minus I. So then what about this angle? Now this angle become how much? I. Why? These are 90 degrees. So when the 90 minus I and I will be added, then what you get? 90. So that's why this plane wave front is incidenting with how much angle? I with respect to whom? Surface. So that's why, so this will be called as the incident wavefront. And then now this incident wavefront is incidenting with how much angle? I. Okay. So after incidenting, so it will be enter into the denser medium. But after some time, so what is the position of this wavefront? To find out, I am using the Huygens principle. So according to Huygens principle, every point on the wavefront is a source of new disturbance or secondary disturbances. That secondary disturbances can be produce a secondary wavelet. So that secondary wavelet can be travel with the same velocity of the wavefront. So they can travel in the denser medium with V1 and they can travel in the rarer medium with V2. So to construct the wavefront after time t, so now I am using the Huygens principle. According to Huygens principle, every point on the wavefront is a source of the secondary disturbances. That's why I am taking the two points. One is B and one is A. Another one is A. So these A and B are, I am taking the 2 points. This A and B can be act as a secondary source of disturbances. So these can emit the secondary wavelet. But the secondary wavelet produced from B can be travel in the denser medium. But the secondary wavelet which is coming from A does not travel in the denser medium. Why? Already it is incident. This point A is on the surface. So that's why when it produces a secondary wavelet, it enter into the rarer medium. So it will be enter into the rarer medium whose refractive index N2 and it travel with velocity V2. But the secondary wavelet which is produced from B will be traveling the denser medium with velocity V1. So that's why when it will be the secondary wavelet which is produced from B, when it enter into the rarer medium, after reaching the surface, then only it will be enter into the rarer medium. So that's why now consider the time taken by the secondary wavelet which is coming from the B will be to reach the surface will be T. The time taken by the secondary wavelet which is coming from the B will be taken time T to reach the surface. So that's why what is the time? After how much time I am going to construct the new wavefront? After time T. After how much time? After time T. So what is the position of the wavefront? We are going to find. So but the time taken by the secondary wavelet to go from B to surface will be T. So with what velocity it can be moved? The secondary wavelet which is coming from B. So with what velocity it can move? So it can move with what velocity? V1. So that's why within the time T, so it is moving with velocity V1. That's why it travels some distance. The distance will be how much? BC. And within the time T with velocity V1, it cover how much distance? BC. And nothing but, so BC is distance. BC is the distance traveled. BC is the distance traveled by the secondary wavelet. Secondary wavelet. From whom? From B. So that distance how we can calculate? We know the velocity and we know the time. That's why BC is equal to velocity into time. The distance is nothing but BC. So velocity is V1. The time is what? T. And nothing but V1T. And next coming to in the same way. So when the secondary wavelet which is coming from the B will be travel the distance BC in the time T, in the same way the secondary wavelet which is coming from A will be enter into the rarer medium and it is also cover some distance, but the velocity will be more because the V2 is greater than V1. So that's why the secondary wavelet which is coming from A will be travel the more distance compared to BC and compared to the secondary wavelet which is coming from B. So now let us consider this the distance covered by the whom? The secondary wavelet which is coming from A. So that's why now consider, so this is the AD, this is the AD distance covered by the second wavelet which is coming from the A. So this AD is nothing but what? So this AD is the distance covered, traveled or covered by the wavelet. Which one? Secondary wavelet. Secondary wavelet. So from A. So now this distance AD. So what is the formula for distance AD? AD is nothing but distance is equal with what velocity it is moving, v to velocity. In how much time? In the same time t. What is the secondary wavelet which is produced from B? So that is nothing but v2 into t, velocity into time. The velocity will be v2 and the time will be t. Now by taking the distance as a radius, by taking the distance covered by the secondary wavelet as a radius, so when you draw the arc or sphere, you get the secondary wavelets. So now when by taking this as a center, when you draw the sphere, nothing but by taking this BC as a distance or radius and this B as a center, when you draw the arc or sphere, for example I am drawing the arc here, this is the arc. So now this will be Q secondary wavelet of the which is produced from B after time t. And in the same way, when I draw the sphere by taking this AD as the radius and A as the center, when you draw the arc or sphere, so that will be gives the secondary wavelet after time t. Secondary wavelet, so the secondary wavelet after time t. But when you are getting the secondary wavelet after time t, so when a common tangent is drawn for all the secondary wavelet, so between these, and actually we are taking the 2 points on the wavefront, but there are so many points, from that points also secondary wavelet, so that's why all the secondary wavelet will become like this. So that's why when we draw the common tangent for all the secondary wavelets, so now you get the new wavefront. So this is a new wavefront. So this new wavefront is nothing but CD. After how much time? After time t. So that's why this wavefront will be called as what? Refracted wavefront. So this wavefront can be called as what? Refracted wavefront. This is a refracted wavefront. So after how much time? So after time t. After time t. Okay. So now this will be this ray, and nothing but this is a distance covered by whom? This is a distance covered by the secondary wavelet which is produced from A, can be taken as a refracted ray. So now it will be, how it will be? It will be 90 degrees for this refracted wavefront. Now the angle between this refracted ray and normal will be called as what? Angle of refraction. Why it is called angle of refraction? This is a refracted ray. This is a refracted ray and this is a normal run to the surface. That's why the angle between the normal run to surface PP dash and the refracted ray. So why I am taking this refracted ray? So now this is the direction of propagation of energy. And nothing but this is the direction of propagation of the secondary wavelet. And it will be normal to this refracted wavefront. So when you know this R, what about this angle between normal and surface? 90 degrees. That's why then this become how much? 90 minus R. So now this is a triangle ACD. When I take the triangle ACD, so now this is a right angle triangle and here this is a 90 degrees and this is 90 minus R. So then what about this angle? Now this angle becomes R. Then only the sum of the total internal angle become 180. So 90 minus R plus 90 plus R. Total gives how much? 180. So that's why this refracted wavefront is making how much angle with the surface? R. That's why this is known as angle of refraction. The angle between the refracted wavefront and surface will be called as what? Angle of refraction. Okay. Now this wavefront is traveling from the denser medium to rarer medium. But in the rarer medium, the velocity of the light will be more. So that's why what happened here? So the angle of refraction must be greater than the angle of incidence. And now the R will be greater than I. So that's why this refracted ray bend away from the normal. So that's why when the angle of incidence in the denser medium will be increases, So the angle of refraction is also increases. So when the angle of refraction is increases for a particular angle of incidence, so this r become 90. When this r become 90, what happened? So this refracted wavefront just touches the surface. Just this refracted wavefront. Now it is not like this. Now it will be just touches the surface. So why this, when r become 90, so this will become like this. And now this DC will be touches the P dash. And when the light is traveling from the denser medium to rarer medium, so what is happening? R is greater than I. So that's why when the angle of incidence in the denser medium will be increases. So when I in denser medium increases, when I in denser medium increases, so then R is also increases. So that's why when a particular angle of incidence, is R become 90, then that angle of incidence is called as what? Critical angle. And for what angle of incidence? For what angle of incidence I, so the R become 90, then that I will be called as what? Critical angle. And then I equal to become what? C. This C is nothing but what? Critical angle. And when this, for what angle of incidence in the denser medium, so then this R become 90, and nothing but when this refracted ray will be just touches the surface, this R become 90, so then this refracted ray front also touches the surface, then that angle of incidence is called as what? Critical angle. So that's why according to Snell's law, what is the Snell's law? N1 sin I equal to N2 sin R, or it can be taken as sin I by sin R equal to N2 by N1. But what is the I here? I is nothing but C, and what is the R? R become 90, and nothing but sin I by sin, and I is nothing but what? I become what? C, sin C by R become what? 90 equal to N2 by N1. So sin C by sin 90 is nothing but what? 1, and nothing but sin C equal to N2 by N1. So this is the formula for entry. So this is the formula for R. It can be gives a relation between the critical angle and refractive index of the rarer medium and the denser medium. So when I is greater than C, what happened when I is greater than C? And nothing but when this incident ray or this incident wavefront, will be incident is greater than the critical angle. So when this wavefront or incident ray will be incident with the critical angle, then what happened? This refracted ray touches the surface, or this refracted wavefront will be grazes the surface. But if this incident ray or this plane wavefront will be incident greater than the critical angle, so what happened? Now the refracted ray no more enter into this rarer medium. Again it will be returns into denser medium. So that's why this refracted wavefront is also does not enter into the rarer medium. Again it will be returned into the same denser medium. That phenomenon is known as what? Total internal reflection. And when I is greater than C, and when the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, and nothing but when the incident ray or this plane wavefront is incident greater than the critical angle, so then the total light, whatever the total light which is incident in the form of the plane wavefront, the total light returns into same denser medium, and nothing but, so again after incidenting this wavefront on the plane surface, again it will be returned into same denser medium, and nothing but there is no refraction after incidenting. Nothing but when this incident wavefront is incident greater than the critical angle, so what happened? After incidenting the greater than critical angle does not enter into the rarer medium, again it returns into the same denser medium, and whatever the total light that is incident on the surface, then what happened? Total light will be returned into the same denser medium. So that phenomenon is known as what? Total internal reflection. And when I is greater than C, so the total light will be returned into same denser medium. So that phenomenon so called as total internal reflection. And when this plane wave front will be again return into the same tensor medium, when it will be incident with the greater than the critical angle. Already we discussed in the ray optics. So this is about the refraction of plane wave front when it is refracted from the denser medium to rarer medium, and when it will be again totally return into the same denser medium, that is nothing but total internal reflection.